Hi everybody, and welcome back to Angel Whispers with Nicole. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and listen to an angel message. So thank you so much. Let's go ahead and cleanse our area. We do every time, so we have some good positive energy. Cleanse out any negative, and we also grab our angel protection. Okay, so we have angel protection, guidance for a wonderful message today. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and see what our angels want us to know today. I hope everybody's good today and taking care of themselves. Okay. Angels don't want to come out today. They just want to hang out today. Let's see what they want to say today. Come on, angels. There we go. What do we got today? We have life review. Archangel Jeremiah, take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Okay? So, angels are wanting you to do a life review. Okay? So, take some inventory right now of what's going on in your life, what's needing to change, what's needing to heal, and anything that feels unbalanced in your life right now. They're wanting you to go ahead and do some life review and see what's going on. For somebody, I see their heart is tied up. Okay, I see a heart tied up, heart hurting. Okay, all these messages came out today, so let's see what's going on. We have lots of messages here. Okay, cut the cords. So angels are wanting you to do some kind of life review. Okay, step back, take out inventory of what's going on in your life, resolve to change what needs to heal, and anything that doesn't make you feel balanced and good. They're asking you to cut the cords to something. Okay, so cutting the cords to all of that, making changes and learning how to balance more into your life of what is making you feel good and what making you not feel good. Okay, you got compassion. Okay, so have some compassion, for yourself, for others right now in this situation, because this is moving forward and you're taking stock of your life. Okay, forgiveness and understanding. Okay, so this is somebody that needs to really take a stock in what's going on in their life and what needs to heal and change. I feel somebody that is very constricted. Their heart is hurting. And they've been working on moving things out. Okay, they've been working on that. And right now you're needing some love and compassion, and for not only yourself but others that you're leaving behind, you're moving behind, and to move forward, forgiveness and understanding in this whole life review. Okay, so let's get some clarity on this. Yeah, the angels want you to take stock. Okay, take stock of your life right now, because I think it's it's going to be for the benefit of your health. Okay? I feel I'm not a doctor by any means, but I'm just letting you know that this is somebody that's their heart is hurting. I just feel their heart is hurting and constricted. So if you're having maybe some heart issues, need to go have that looked at. Okay. Maybe your lifestyle is not the best. Maybe you've been living, too fast. That's why they're wanting you to take stock, take inventory. Maybe these people that you're hanging around, that you're not living a very good lifestyle, those needs to cut the cords to those people. Okay. Let's get some clarity. Okay. You got choices. Okay. You got choices in this labyrinth of choices, or perplexing choices. Embark each turn as part of your complex journey. And I think that's what you're doing. You're going down this road right now where you're cutting out people, places, and things that just don't make you feel good. Okay. You're choosing wisely. Decisions shape your path. Challenges stay open to learning as answers reveal your destined journey. And I think that's what you're doing. This is uncutting the cords. You're choosing wisely. You're choosing who you need to let go of, who needs to stay, what lifts you, what doesn't lift you. Okay? And honest echoes. Listen to the whispers of your heart, for you know the whole truth. You know what you need to do. Okay? Like I said, this is somebody that's maybe living too fast of a lifestyle, and their heart is, maybe not the best right now. It could be that you're, it was a love lost hurt, but it's emotionally hurting your heart. And when we don't deal with that emotion, it does turn into physical. Okay. So that's what they're letting you know right now, to cut the cords to these people. Choose wisely of who is around you, who lifts you up, and who helps you and heals your heart, and who hurts your heart. Okay? And unwavering faith. Stand firm in your beliefs. Your steadfast spirit guides you through uncertainty. And that's what the archangel's there today. Okay? They're helping you, guide you, okay, on this journey of release, listening to your heart, to what needs to be released. And these are on cutting the cords into releasing. And you're seeking clarity. Embrace openness and insight, allowing the truth to reveal themselves. Okay? I think this is somebody that's realizing that their lifestyle is not the best. Okay? Living like this is not the best. Okay? And you're realizing now that something needs to be done, because now it's affecting your health. Okay? That's what I see, and it's affecting your health right now. Okay? Let's get 3 for some compassion. And that's what you're doing. You're cutting the cords to these people that, are living this lifestyle that is no longer serving you. You might have grown past it. You might have grown up a little bit, and you're realizing this is not good anymore. And I need to wisen up a little bit. Listen to what your heart is saying. Listen what the angels are telling you. Okay? Listen what your guides are telling you. And they're letting you know. And now they've been kind of letting you know for a while, I'm feeling, but you've kind of just put it off. And now it's at the point where it's the alarm bells are going off. Okay? I don't know if you had some kind of a scare, health wise, but you've known you had to just release this lifestyle, release these people that are no longer serving you. Okay? This could be family, friends, work, relationship, But I'm seeing a group of friends, and I'm just seeing that you've kind of elevated past this. And if you know, living the fast life for too long and not settling down and, you know, thinking you can go, 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 go all the time, and now it's affecting your health. Okay. So on the compassion side, you've got open doors. You have many options. So take your choice and choose what is right. So yeah, you're choosing a different lifestyle. You're choosing different doors that are opening, making plans to, you know, chart this new destiny. You have a new intentions in your life. Okay. And you're kind of closing that door, and you realized it. So you're having some compassion for yourself and also for the people that you've let go, you know. But new doors are opening because you have now these different options that are popping up in front of you. Okay, you're making different plans right now. And that's so good because that's lifting your vibration, that's giving you a positive outcome, that's lifting your heart energy, opening up your heart chakra to loving yourself and loving this new life that you're forming for yourself. Okay, you're creating for yourself. Going forward, don't dwell on the past, but focus on creating a brighter future. Yes. And that's what you're doing. Okay. You know, manifest the new, embrace changes, envision your desires, envision what you want your life to be like, and live it now, because this is what you're working on. Okay. You're moving forward. You're making plans. Okay. And like I said, your life review is in progress. This is what's happening. You're reviewing your life. You're cutting out things that didn't serve you. And now you're making plans and moving forward because you saw that you needed to heal, and your lifestyle that you were living was not a good lifestyle. Okay? You're in the planning phase right now. Okay? You're in the planning phase. So it says take a step back and plan the necessary steps to move forward so that you may turn your goals into reality. That's what you're getting and you're manifesting right now. Okay? So I feel you're somebody that knows, but maybe you were just with a group of people that was just kind of weighing you down and not letting you be who you were supposed to be. Okay? And living the lifestyle that was just too fast, going, not sleeping, not sleeping. I think you were drinking a lot. This could be somebody that was, you know, drinking, not sleeping, partying too much, and you realized at the detriment of your heart. You know, maybe you got a scare. I don't know. Maybe something opened up your eyes, and you started cutting out people in your life and moving things out, and now you're making plans to manifest what you want to do in your life. You're in the planning phase. So plan wisely. Cultivate success through meticulous research and strategic plotting. Your foresight will unveil your new path. This is somebody that knows what they want to do, but maybe you were tied down to a certain situation, and you weren't happy in that situation, and maybe you were, you know, I want to say, hiding different things. You know, maybe you were hiding drinking. You weren't happy. You just weren't happy. So maybe you were, you know, doing some of these things to get through what you needed to get through. Okay. And they were just kind of band-aids here and there to put there, but you got an awakening. Like I said, I don't know if something happened health-wise to you, but you grew up past these people and realized this was not for you. So you're making plans, you're moving forward, you're manifesting, you're planning, and that's what's going on right now. Okay, so forgiveness and understanding. Embrace courage, okay? Open your mind, learn from the experiences, and let answers unfold your journey. Okay? So this is also in your life review. You're moving forward and you're taking steps, and that's courage, okay? So you're embracing the courage that it takes to get through all this, to move forward, and to live the life you want to live. Okay, Valley of Shadows. Here's the fears that are faced, and the courage is forged to dimly move, lit your paths forward. Okay, and that comes with understanding and forgiving. Okay, and moving forward. So forgive, whatever the situation was, you just have to forgive and move forward and embrace that courage to do that, because your angels are behind you and guiding you to do this, because this is going to help you move forward, but also hightail it forward. Okay, so if you just do this and go forward and release that negative energy, you will move up. Okay, all right, you've got real promise. Release the chains of the past and dance to the rhythms of possibilities. Yeah, because you have real promise. You're moving forward, and I think you're very, very smart, intelligent person, and you plan things very meticulously. That's why I think this life you were living was it was kind of killing you. It was killing you. It was like, because you know where you had to be, you knew your plans, you knew where you wanted to be, but this life that you were living was just, it wasn't for you, and you realize that. Okay, you're free to move. Embrace your liberty to explore new paths. The world is wide open for your journey. Okay, you're free to move now. Okay, you're free to move, and this is what is going to propel you forward. Okay, so you're letting things go, you're cutting the cords, you're moving things, you're listening, you got the choices that you're taking to move these people out of your life. Okay, people, places, or things. You're planning wisely, you're very meticulous. Okay, and I feel that you've now had this epiphany, this awakening, and you realize this lifestyle wasn't for you. It was hurting your heart. So if you've had some kind of issue there, this was confirmation. Okay, and like I said, these doors are opening, you're planning, and you're moving forward. And on your forgiveness and understanding, embrace courage to do this. Okay, embrace the courage, because you're going to be free to move and do what you want to do when that happens. Okay, small steps. So the small steps win, the small triumphs, the everyday victories, celebrate them. They will take you there. Okay, and that's life. Everything is little steps moving forward. But I feel that you've got the knowledge now. You know what you need to do, and you had, like I said, this awakening, this epiphany that this lifestyle was not for you, and your angels came in through and letting you had to do this life review. Okay, and they wanted you to change and heal and move anything that wasn't balancing in your life. Okay, and making you sick. I really believe it was making you sick. Okay, let's get some angel whispers. What are the angels whispering to me? Okay, but you've got out of it. You're moving forward, and you have the freedom to move to wherever you're going to go. Okay, and that's power, because you've got you've got angel protection all over. Okay, and they're guiding you through all this journey. All right, let's get one for cutting the cords. Heart expansion. Soften and let the walls fall. Love flows in where the heart makes room. Yeah, like I said, your heart was just an issue. Okay, and if this situation was hurting your heart, it could have been a love situation, it could have been, a family situation, but the situation you were in was just not good for you. It just was not good for you, and it was physically hurting your heart. And I think you had an awakening. Like I said, I don't know if you had an emergency heart issue, something to that effect, but you know, and when you have that, that constriction on your heart, when it's hurting your heart is a muscle, so it wants to tighten up, just like any muscle that's hurting. It's tight, and when it stays like that for too long, you start having physical problems. And I think that's what you started to realize. Okay. Let's get one for compassion. Yeah, unseen forces. You're never alone. What you cannot see walks beside you in quiet devotion. So I'm seeing that you felt the angels trying to communicate with you. I think you've saw these little synchronicities that you didn't know how to explain them. Maybe you were seeing angel numbers all the time. Things were popping up at you, and you were like, "That's weird. That's weird." But yeah, these were unseen forces. These were angels. They were trying to communicate with you, and I believe you felt that. You took that into heart. Okay, and I believe that's what kind of opened your eyes to the situation, because you listened. You listened to them. There were unseen forces all around you when you listened. Okay, and I think that's what opened your eyes. And pay attention to the ones that are all around you all the time, because they want to communicate with you. You're now opening to that light. So listen to them. You gain your personal power rooted in truth. You rise. Your worth was never up for negotiation. So this came with your forgiveness and understanding. Okay? So you saw this came through. Okay? Your personal power came through. You saw this wasn't a good situation you were living in. Okay? The angels were giving you signs and reminders, and you were surrounded by unseen forces that you realized, whether they were angel numbers, signs, synchronicities, you took that to heart. Okay? And you found your personal power. Okay? And that's what you're looking for right now. That's what you've got right now. Okay? So yes. That's what you're doing in this life review. You're finding yourself. Okay? You're realizing this was not good. I needed to change, make plans, and I found my personal power, and I'm walking forward. Okay? Because your guardian angels were screaming at you to change your life, change your lifestyle. You need to heal. This lifestyle for you is not going your way. It wasn't going your way, honey, at all. All right, let's get some spirit advice today. What do we need, spirit? What advice can we give these people today, our collective today? Be honest with yourself and your partner. Authenticity, truth, communication, and trust. Okay, this come with cutting the cords. So again, look at the scales of balance. The archangels want you to have balance in your life, changing, healing. Okay, so have strong communication, whether this is your partner that you're, working with. Okay, but be honest with yourself and honest with your partner. Okay, communication is key right now in this situation, because I believe, like I said, it's at your health. Your health is at the forefront right now. Your health is at the forefront. So be honest and let your partner know what's going on. Okay. Foster emotional intimacy, connection, vulnerability, trust, and understanding. Okay. So be honest with the situation at hand, and get intact with this emotional intimacy for both of you, because I think you're both kind of at this situation in your life. I'm seeing a couple, but I'm seeing right now that this situation is, both of you are not on the same page. Okay, let's just put it that way. So they're wanting you to connect. If you need to connect, then work on that. But work on the emotional intimacy between both of you. Okay? Because I think you guys lost that somewhere along the line. And like I said, maybe you're drowning yourself in toxic stuff that you're not, because you're not wanting to deal with the situation. And this lifestyle that you're living is just not good for either one of you. Okay? And if you're not happy, that's, things need to heal because your heart is hurting. Okay? And like I said, the heart, if you had some kind of medical, emergency, the angels are letting you know to either connect, foster this connection together. Okay? Because that's how you're going to heal. Okay, for the forgiveness and understanding, practice non-judgment, acceptance, compassion, understanding, and love. Okay? So, again, in this situation, maybe you guys were, like I said, not on the same page, but going at a different directions. I see that you come together, but then you're both going different directions, and it's nothing that was, I just think you're growing, and you both don't want to admit it. Okay, but they're letting you know that to be honest with yourself and your partner, connection and trust, understanding, and acceptance. Okay, understanding and love. It's one of those things that sometimes you just have to step out of the picture, look at it, and see the lifestyle that you're both living. And apparently both of you are on that page of not functioning together. You're not functioning together. And, one's doing this, and you're not coming together, and you guys kind of feel lost. I feel that you're just lost. And it's hurting both of your hearts. Because it's like you either grown apart. But that's okay. Life happens. And, but be honest. That's what they wanted to talk to your partner. Be honest. You got, seeing the clarity of it, choosing your decisions wisely. Okay. Opening up your heart to expanding the love for both of you. Sometimes, loss builds a better form, and, if you can't find that intimacy that you guys had together, but like I said, you have unseen forces that are working behind the scenes for you guys, but you have to be in the place of acceptance and authenticity and truth. Okay, be honest with both of you. Have to be honest with each other, because I feel you both don't want to make any steps, kind of rock the boat, but you both aren't happy. Okay, and this is why they want you to do a life review. Step out what's not working with you. Trust and honesty and communication with both of you, because I see this person over here wanting to move forward and have plans and has great, ideas and wants to move forward, but yet is stuck in this situation where they don't want to hurt the other person because they love this person, but it's hurting themselves inside to be unhappy. Okay, let's get a spirit message. Let's see what message comes across today from spirit. What message, spirit, do we have for these people, this couple? I think it's a couple. Cutting the cords, you have trust yourself more. Know that you are in the right place at the right time. Opportunities will present themselves to you when they are meant to. All in divine timing. Get excited about the future instead of fearing it. Okay, so that was on cutting the cords. So again, trust yourself. And this came with, talking, being honest, and trusting yourself that the right words would come out. Ask God for the right words to say, to open up your heart to communicate what you're feeling. Okay. And this is it's a life review, and that's what you're doing, because the angels wake you up. They woke you up. Okay, so your life is about to start moving in some areas very fast. Events that seem to have been on hold suddenly will propel you forward. Move with flow and mindful of what needs your attention. Make decisions rationally but sensibly. Okay. And that came with your emotionally intimacy, unseen forces, opening new doors, moving forward, and also having compassion. Okay. Like I said, once things happen and you start moving and you're realizing that things are going to start moving faster for you, but you have to make that decision. That decision will ultimately be up to you. Okay. That is that's why the angels want you to take this life review. What's important to you right now? What's making you, feel good? What's making you not feel good? And that's what they're wanting you to know. So step out, take this life review, and because the way you're living is not good for your health. And I think, like I said, you're seeing that. It's time to stop letting worry rule you. Instead, get excited about your future and all that will bring. What energy and emotion you put out comes back to you with little conscious effort on your part. That happy ending can and will be yours. Believe that. Okay? It is. You'll be a happy ending. But, you just need to make that decision. Okay? And I feel that that's what you're doing right now. Okay? You're in the process of moving this forward. You realize this lifestyle is not good for you, and you're pulling things out, moving things. You have plans. Like I said, you're a very meticulous person, and either write down your plans, what you're going to do, you got a check off list. I mean, that's what I'm feeling, that this is what you are. This is a very meticulous person. And, you've kind of put things off for a while because of the lifestyle you were living. But angels and God woke you up, whether it was a life crisis, something, but something opened your eyes. Okay. And you saw what's possible. You saw your future, and what the possibilities could be when you don't have this drain on you. Okay. So let's go ahead and get a spirit animal that's with you or helping guide you. You got the deer spirit. Bring a gentle touch. Okay. And you've got 18, which goes down to 9, which is completion and release. Okay. So if you haven't seen a deer, or you've seen a deer, you're seeing one now, that's confirmation that this is confirmation and release. Okay. Completion. So you're leaving a cycle, and it's going to start anew, and your journey ahead is going to be wonderful. Okay. Because you've made that decision. You've already made that mindset, and this lifestyle was not good for you. Okay. All right, let's get an angel number to give you some confirmation for this reading. Maybe you're seeing this angel number. So maybe you were seeing, because you had unseen forces, all around you. So you were seeing these synchronicities around you, angel numbers, signs, things that were just you couldn't explain. And I think that's you took that to heart. I really do. I think you took it to heart, and you realize these are signs. These are signs that I need to pay attention to. And you listened, and you took this life review. Okay, 0330. Love, peace, hope, optimism. Transferring responsibility to others. Progress, creativity. Pursue your goals and get what you want. It will provide wonderful benefits for you and the people you hold dear. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, which will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. Okay? It's this lucky shirt. So maybe you have a lucky shirt that you have or you use, or so that's confirmation today for you. Okay? So if you do have a lucky shirt, leave that in the comments. I'd like to see that. So this is confirmation for you right now that you're moving forward. Your goals are happening, okay? And your ability to communicate is improving, okay? So I think that's what you guys are working on. You're working on your communication, your skills, and you're realizing that needs to change. This needs to move forward. Whether we're going to go together, whether we're not going to go together, but I'm going. And you're realizing that you have a good future and you know what you want. And this lifestyle that you were living was not going to take you there. And you had a realization, and the angels opened up your eyes. You took heed to that situation, those synchronicities, those signs, and you went full force, and you understood. And you started cutting out people in your life. Your lifestyles changed. You started to heal. You started balancing your life out. And doors are opening now. Okay, you're seeing these progress. And, you're taking these small steps to move forward, because your personal growth is power. Personal power is happening. Okay? You're free to move now with purpose. And I think that's why the angels opened your eyes to that, and your heart. Because I feel like your heart was suffocating. I don't know, I just feel like that looks like a heart to me, and it looks like it's just all tied up and wrapped up. Okay? And I think that's what was happening. I just felt constriction. And like you couldn't move this way, you couldn't do this way, you couldn't, And this lifestyle, you just either drowning your sorrows in different substances, staying out late, not sleeping, and it was to the detriment of your health. And you realize this was not a good situation. I need to change. And that's what you're doing. And the angels are behind you 100%. All right, let's get a close out of your guardian angel. Okay. Your guardian angel is a very important angel to you. Okay. Those little nudges that telling you either to go this way or don't go that way, or, that's your guardian angel. Okay. Always with you. It's giving you guidance. Okay. All right. So let's see what your guardian angel wants to say to you today. Dreams. This is a wondrous time of healing and positive transformation. Embrace life each moment and keep focused on your dreams. Retain the purity of your vision, and you will draw success to you. All you ever wished for, even that seemed a distant dream, is about to manifest. Yeah. So your dreams are coming true, okay? Because you did this healing, okay? You opened up your heart. You listened to the angels to take this life review. You needed to change. You need to heal. You need to balance. You cut the cords to people that were places, or things that weren't, holding you, but they were holding you back. You had a heart expansion. Okay. And like I said, maybe this lifestyle was not for you, and you realize that. Unseen forces were working behind the scenes for you. Okay. Opening doors. You're making plans. But again, working on communication, being honest with your partner, being honest with yourself, and creating an emotional intimacy with each other. Okay? Because I feel you both are distant and you need to come back. If you need to come back together and work on that. If not, then, that's one of the processes of balancing your life and healing and moving forward. Okay? Because you have personal power. Your personal power is shining. And you're free to move forward. You've you've embraced the courage to do all of this, and you've learning to forgive and move forward and have this steady progress. So it's happening in you. That's what's going to be moving you forward. Okay, because the angels, your guardian angel, says your dreams are coming true. Okay, you're manifesting your dreams that you now know you deserve. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for this reading today. I hope it resonates with somebody out there. Thank you, angels and guardian angels, for this wonderful message. If it resonates with anybody out there, please leave in the comments. That's my favorite part. If it resonates with anybody out there, I love to hear it, and I do read the comments. So thank you so much for that. Love and light to all. Again, I love everyone that's subscribed and sharing this video. Thank you so much for even coming in and taking time out of your day. I just appreciate it so much. If this message resonated with somebody, or you know that it might resonate with somebody, go ahead and share it with them today. So again, thank you again for taking time out today, and I'll see you next time. Love and light. Bye.